Alright, hello everybody. My name is Dalton Rellinger and welcome back to Sailwind. This is the Tea Merchant series, the semi-roleplay series that I've got going on at the moment. In the previous episode, we came back to the Firefish Lagoon because we exported some tea back here. And I said I was going to mess around with the sails a little bit in this video, but after kind of messing around with them off screen, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely convinced. It's really expensive. I don't have the money to really mess around with it, but I will kind of show you what I was uh, looking into doing. Why is why is it like that? Okay, whatever. Alright, so let's go ahead and just do this. Yeah, I don't have the money because I just recently purchased a bunch of stuff. But I figured I'd show you what I was planning to do. Alright, so we have the fin sails. Can you be raised up a little bit? Yes, you can. So yeah, I was planning on doing something along these lines. But I'm just not sold on the design of these sails. Like, it's not bad, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I'm not 100% sold on on how aesthetically pleasing they are. Um, they look a lot better on the junk than they do the sandbuck. I will say that. I was watching Sim Gamer TV's videos whenever he was coming to this particular dock, and yeah, these kinds of sails are just ugly on the sandbuck, in my opinion. But anyway, unfortunately, we're gonna be sticking with the junk sails for a little bit longer anyway. But these sails they're hard to replace. This ship has such a sophisticated design that it's hard to really change anything about it without messing it up. So anyway, we have a load of lumber and a load of rice that we're going to be taking back to... I think the rice goes to Sage Hills and the lumber goes to the Dragon Cliffs. And the reason we're taking the lumber to the Dragon Cliffs is because this pays almost $6 grand. So... yeah. Alright, so we want to just head... Basically, we want to head north. So let's do it. And I did go ahead and buy some blue lanterns as well, which are very cool at night. And once we get back to the Dragon Cliffs, I can start outfitting the boat with all the stuff that I wanted originally. So yeah, let's let the mainsail do all the work for right now. And yeah, we're going to cut between those sandbanks up there. Or maybe we'll aim for over there. Which one would technically be better? I suppose shooting for over there would technically be better, so screw it. Let's go for over there. So how much money do I have? Yeah, I've got 820, well, 819. Emerald Dragons. I tried finding something else to take, but yeah, there was really nothing. I guess I could have taken a mission if I really wanted to, but thing is, I've got so much reputation in this part of the world that it'd kind of be irrelevant. Alright, now that we're kind of out here into the lagoon, let's go ahead and raise up these other sails. Nope, I didn't raise you up all the way. Silly me. Suppose whenever we get back to the Dragon Cliffs, bare minimum, I can go ahead and change the color of these sails, and maybe... I was playing around with the ship customization a little bit, and you can actually remove this entire cabin. The problem is, it's extremely expensive, and I thought about maybe getting rid of the rear mast back here and relying like strictly on the bow mast and the main mast. Or maybe move the main mast forward and then maybe move this one up a little bit. Because I'm not going to lie, the ship looks pretty cool without the cabin there. Although I suppose it does make sense, you know, for there to be some kind of roof here, so your cargo doesn't get all wet and whatnot. And whenever we get to Dragon Cliffs, I may or may not go ahead and buy a clock, because I actually kind of figured this would be the best way to do this. So I think whenever you're going by the clock, longitude 0 is noon, right? Like longitude 0, 12 o'clock is, like local noon is directly at 12 o'clock. And every longitude point is either 4 minutes before noon or 4 minutes after noon. So if you're going to longitude 1, for example, that'd be 12:04, then 12:08, then 12:12, then 12:16, and then finally longitude 5 would be 12:20, right? And then it'd be the same thing in reverse. Like it'd be 11:55 at -1, or 11:56, excuse me, at -1, 11:52 at -2, and so on and so forth. So that's probably the easiest way to kind of navigate with that. Math was never my strong suit in school, I'm gonna be honest. I sucked at math. There were a lot of things I was decent at in school, but math was never really my forte. Get past these obstacles out here, then head back out into the great blue yonder. Because I remember in my old playthrough, I had the clock right here on the junk. And it feels kind of odd not having a way of keeping time. Alright. We are heading... Well, we want to be heading to the northeast, but we should probably just not worry about it until we get past these rocks and these sandbanks. Oh, there's Ona. Wasn't exactly expecting to go by there. If I didn't spend all my money buying the rice and the lumber, maybe I'd stop and see if I could take anything, but nah, there's really no point. I'm not going to be able to buy anything of significance, so... I will say I'm not a big fan on how big these kinds of packages are, though. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's cool that we finally have, you know, some new variety of boxes and stuff, but not being able to put, like, everything nice and neatly stored away. Like, the lumber I was not expecting to be able to put nice and stored away anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal, but the rice... I feel like it should be able to fit underneath here. But it doesn't want to. It no want to. Yeah, and some people have been commenting about the microphone that I'm using. The microphone that I use is a Giravo? It's too dark in the room to be able to read what it says in the microphone, unfortunately. The only light I've got is the light from my Christmas tree. I'm planning to take my PC in next month to a computer repair shop, have it cleaned out, and update some stuff. I haven't been able to use headphones like ever since I got this thing because there's something not hooked up correctly, and I've just been too lazy to take the computer to have it fixed because I don't want to have to like unplug everything, then have it be gone for X amount of days, then have to plug everything back in. But whenever I take it in to have it cleaned out and have some other stuff upgraded, I'm probably gonna bring that up and be like, hey, you guys need to fix this real quick. This computer costs like the better part of $5,000. I definitely want to make sure it's very well taken care of and whatnot. That is a sandbank we are heading straight for. I'm glad I saw that. I was not expecting there to be a sandbank like all the way out here. Alright, well, that should be the last obstacle that's in our way for a while. So let's just start making our way to the northeast. And alright, we've got our heading. We'll probably encounter some strong winds on the way back to, or strong headwinds, I suppose I should say, on our way back to the Dragon Cliffs. I will tune in whenever we start facing some bad weather, but you know what? I'm not going to tune out just yet. We got one of these rare calm days. So I think I'm going to let you guys enjoy this a little bit. Should I be like SimGamer TV and start playing some music? I'll tell you what. Let's see here. Ignore the beeping. That's just OBS acting up because I pressed the enter key. Don't tell me you have to make an account for this. I have never been on Spotify before, so I don't really know how the site works. Maybe I should just like look up non-copyright music. I am not paying. I'm not subscribing to any of this. Never mind. I guess we're not listening to music because I'm not subscribing to a site. than paying an extra like $15 a month for something. It's not necessarily that I can't afford it, it's just that I don't really... There are other things I'd rather be paying for than that. Alright, well, let's go ahead and turn on these lanterns so you guys can see. Got a beautiful sunset. Screenshot. All right. Well, once again we go into the breach. I didn't bother to check my supplies before we left, though. I should have more than enough. Yeah, I've still got 4 salmon in this crate. I've still got 3.5 barrels of water. So yeah, we're good for food. Well, see you later, Firefish Lagoon. I don't know when we'll be coming back to you next. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna bring the sails completely in because I'm getting sick and tired of listening to the flapping sound. There we go. Shouldn't be complaining now. You should be catching plenty of wind. Well, I have not forgotten my safety hole. Good. Apparently the game does not like me being here. I feel nice and safe and secure. All I need now is just like a heater down here. Actually, wait. I have a heater. I have this lantern. This will be where I stay from this point on. The view sucks, but I feel safe, if nothing else. All right. Well, I will let you guys know if we encounter anything nasty. Well, I'm a dum-dum. I forgot to turn my microphone off. As I was saying, we caught a pretty nasty headwind throughout most of the night there. I don't know how far back it pushed us, but Firefish Lagoon is still in sight, so it must have pushed us back pretty far. I'd probably go ahead and turn these off. I suppose the real question is now, once we get back to Sage Hills and we load up some more tea, where do we go next? We could start hitting up Alonk and Astron itself. Maybe do some trips up to Happy Bay just as some revenge for the Cacum. Or maybe we could do something a bit more challenging. Maybe just take some tea like straight to Oasis. Some random speck out there in the middle of the ocean that our explorer has probably never even heard of before. He might have heard of, Gold Rock City and Fort Astron, and maybe a couple of the islands surrounding those cities, but I doubt he's heard of Oasis. Oh, yeah, we're getting into some really rough seas now. Not really rough, but rough nonetheless. And we are sailing more or less straight north. Gonna try and get to latitude 33 and try and catch that other trade wind that goes back to. I believe it I believe it blows to the northeast. Okay, I think we could probably loosen this sail up a little bit. I'm seeing water. I don't want to. If I'm seeing water in the hold, I don't. That's something I don't want to see. It's very late at night as I'm recording this, so I'm a bit more stuttery than I usually would be. I can't tell if this is really doing any good. Oh no, here you can definitely tell though. I did just sweep this off, like, not that long ago. And the good thing about the junk is it's actually the easiest of the capital ships to clean. It's kind of the perfect size boat, honestly. Like, it's not too big, not too small. It's like a large medium, I would say. Yeah, it probably carries the least amount of cargo compared to all the other capital ships, but as you can see, she's very easy to clean. Which I know for right now is just kind of a moot point. Cleaning the ship really doesn't do any good, as far as I can tell. It's just kind of a aesthetic thing. It's something to it's basically just something to do while you're out in the middle of the ocean. But I imagine sooner or later this will actually have a function. Tell you what, I'm gonna keep the broom down here with the rest of the supplies. This will just be the supply closet, I suppose. Okay, calm yourself, broom. Sheesh. If this is going to be the supply closet, then I really don't need this to be down here. There we go. Oh, I hear the wind picking up. We might be in for a storm, boys. That would be why we're catching so much wind now. We got blown off course a little ways. There we go. I don't like seeing that. Seeing water down here in the hole, it's not a good sight. I'm gonna be honest. I need my hidey hole. Protect me, hidey hole. You're my only hope. Jeez. Strong winds in fog. So thick I can't see what the heck is in front of me. That's a very good combination. Oh, here we go. Here's the rain. There's the rain we've been waiting for. And you can still see Firefish Lagoon. Man, is it seriously already 11:30 at night? I might have to make this a two-parter, to be honest. Well, for you guys, it'll still be the same video, but for me, I'm probably going to be logging off here before too long. I am exhausted. Probably wait for the storm to pass, though. That way I'm not coming, like, directly back into a storm. She's definitely handling this a lot better than the Cacum did. By now, in the Cacum, I probably would have sunk like 5 or 6 times. This thing's bow keeps going underneath the water. I'm not big on that, if I'm going to be honest. Stay down here where it's a little bit safer. And a lot quieter, actually. Yeah, I don't think that water is technically, like, actually inside the boat. It's just kind of a graphical glitch. Because we're not keeling over enough for the water actually come in, I don't think. I suppose what I could do is I could lower down the bow and stern sails and then just kind of rely on the mainsail, but or vice versa, I could just lower down the mainsail. I gotta go do Christmas shopping tomorrow, too. Ugh. I used to like the holidays until I got my current job. Christmas and Thanksgiving are just absolute nightmares. Let's try and sleep for a little bit. Try and get through the storm. Okay, well, we seem to have made it on past the storm. And it looks like we should have a favorable enough wind we can start turning back to the northeast. Alright, well, since we're in calmer seas, I think I'm going to tune out here. And I'll see you guys whenever I get done with this jump cut. Good grief. Alright, so it is currently the next day in real life. If you hear my Discord going off, apologize for that. I'm kind of talking with a friend right now. Maybe not the most professional thing for me to be doing right now, but anyway, the Dragon Cliffs is finally in sight. And unfortunately, we might have a somewhat favorable wind to get there. Not by much, though. I always get kind of nervous whenever I'm sailing to other archipelagos because I get nervous that I'm like skipping by it unannounced or something. Like I'll just sail right by it and I won't even notice. But no, Firefish Lagoon to Dragon Cliffs and vice versa is a pretty easy jaunt. You just sail to the southwest from Dragon Cliffs and to the northeast from Firefish Lagoon. The wind is really not that ideal right now. I think I was doing better just doing this. Yeah, I might have to sail out a ways, like past the actual island itself, then turn back whenever I've got a more favorable wind at my back. Assuming you guys can see that on the video. Maybe not. Maybe now? Well, if you can't see it, I can. It's right up there on the top left corner of the screen. Anyway. I will see you guys whenever something interesting has popped up. Alright, so we're a little bit closer to our destination now. Trying to locate trying to find the Sage Hills. So I'm not seeing, unless that's it over there, which actually it might be, looking at the layout of the island. I think that is Sage Hills actually. But I don't think we're going to go there first. I think we're going to go to the Dragon Cliffs and drop off the lumber just because it's the heaviest of the two loads that we've got. And it also pays the most. On top of that, I need to restock on supplies and all that other good stuff. And really no place better to do it than the Dragon Cliffs themselves. You know, actually, we might just sell the rice at the Dragon Cliffs as well. That way I've got more than enough money to buy like all the lanterns and food supplies that I want to get. And debating whether or not maybe I should try going in the back way or not. It makes leaving a lot easier, but I'm going to have to fight the wind to get in there, so never mind. Actually, you know, I suppose what we could do is we could stop at Sage Hills, sell the rice, maybe pick up some tea, deliver it to That might be the better course of action, actually. Although the wind is blowing directly from Sage Hills. How is it the wind is always, every single time, blowing in the direction that I want to go? Or blowing from the direction I want to go. It's maddening. So I guess what we'll do is we'll just kind of sail around Sage Hills and then sail in. Beat the wind at its own game, basically. Don't need the lanterns on anymore. I'm assuming I'll be able to buy some tea with the money I'm gonna get. I might be just a little less than... I might be just a little under what the price is, but hopefully we should be fine. Alright, I'll see you guys whenever we reach Sage Hills. This is probably going to take a while. Alright, here we are coming up on the Sage Hills, finally. It's amazing to me how some days you'll just be flying along, and other days are like this, where it just feels like it's taken forever just to get from point A to point B. Let's turn this light on just so you guys can see what the heck's going on in the event it gets dark. So my supplies are starting to go down quite a bit. I've still got 2.5 barrels of water. A little over 2.5. And I'm almost out of salmon. I've only got this crate and then the one I haven't touched after this. So we definitely need to restock on food. Depending on how much money we get, I might get a stove and finally get a fishing pole and some fishing supplies and some firewood. But that entirely depends on how this goes. I think to make life just a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and straighten everything up here. Yeah, you're all the way. Of course, the wind is blowing directly in our face as we're doing this. But with some luck, I might have enough momentum to at least get close enough to where I can pull the ropes in, or I can pull the ship in manually with the ropes. Let's lower you. Let's lower you. Oh, we actually have a bit of a side wind, so there is that. Alright. Let's park up. I prefer to get as close to... Oh, come on. Come on. It's like I'm walking a dog. Come on. You know you want to. Here we go. Now we're pulling her in. Okay, let's also get the rear one. I believe we will probably be spending the night here just because. Alright, let's sell the RAS. Rice, 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 rice. Sell. Yes. All right. Green tobacco to Sanctuary is pretty decent, but we're not going to Sanctuary. Where's my tea? There it is. Yeah, and let's go ahead and take one of those. Oh, wow. 43. $43 crates of tea they had available. Sheesh. Alright. And you are going in here. Okay, it's the tornado sirens. We're not having any tornadoes right now. They're just doing the testing. Tell you what, I'll just go ahead and sleep, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Alright, so... I'm debating whether or not I should just go ahead and buy some water since I'm here. I'm gonna need all the money I can get, I think. So let's just be on our way, I suppose. Raise up the mainsail. I want to see what this is like from the dock. The person we work for exporting tea and whatnot, he's probably thrilled to see a boat this big coming in and leaving on the regular now. The Cacum, yeah, we could carry a decent amount with the Cacum. Like, 3 or 4 crates, realistically. But this thing, I mean, we can put crates here, here, here. We can put them under these things. We can put them all along the sides here. And there's also, the dedicated storage up here. So it's a very good ship to have. Just clean her up a little bit. Can we clean the bottom of the stairs? I don't think so. Let's clean the ceiling. Okay. Just a couple more places to get. Nope. No, 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 no. And can't clean that off either. Fine. Alright, that should be everything mostly clean. Except for these stairs, apparently. Alright, good enough for me. I never aim for perfect, but I do aim for presentability. That's mostly what I aim for. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't want to be embarrassed in the event that we have, like, family or something coming over. Raise up all the sails. Oops. Getting turned around. And on our way to Dragon's Cliffs for the 10 millionth time. You guys want to see something a little ridiculous with how heavy this lumber is? It's heavy enough that it gives us a significant list. Like, if I had 2 of these things, we would probably be on the verge of capsizing. I think the weight for lumber could be maybe a little over-exaggerated. I mean, I know lumber is heavy, but it ain't that heavy. Well, you know what? Since we're not in the Firefish Lagoon anymore, let's go ahead and replace the maps. And considering all the work I want to do with this ship, I might just sail straight for the dockyard whenever we get to Dragon Cliffs. In fact, yeah. Because bare minimum, I'd like to change the color of the sails, maybe change the size of a few sails as well. And I'll kind of look into removing this cabin as well. Whether or not I do that on screen, I have no idea. Turn that off. But I will see you guys whenever we are at least passing underneath the pillars over here. Alrighty, folks, there's the archway. We are rapidly approaching the Dragon Cliffs as the sun is starting to rise. I'm very curious to see how much of an increased pay we're going to get with this lumber as well as this tea. Though the lumber is going to be, you know, the big paycheck here. Because whenever I was leaving the Firefish Lagoon, it said like almost $6,000 increase. So we should be filthy rich by the time we get done with this. And then we're going to spend it all on ship upgrades and buying more lanterns and stuff. Oh well. You know what would be really awesome with this game would be like ship customization to the level of a game like ETS2 with like the way you can customize your truck. That would be insane. I mentioned on the Discord the other day that I think a good addition to the game would be like bells you could put on your ship for whenever you're like entering into foggy areas and stuff. It's I live for the day whenever this game gets like a lot more life in it. More ships, more traffic. So I know that's a lot for one developer to do, but once he opens up the pathway for the Steam Workshop and hell, maybe even some maybe Nexus mods, at that point the potentials really is limitless to what you can do. Start putting Bethesda to shame, which isn't very hard to do anymore, apparently. I've been reading a lot of their reviews for Starfield, and yeah, Starfield is not doing very good. That is why you wait before you buy a game. I've been hyped up too much in the past and had a game disappoint me, so now I just wait and watch other YouTubers play a game that I've been interested in for a while. I won't watch, you know, too much, but I will watch enough to where I can form a opinion of, okay, this game is worth the money or this game is not worth the money, and that's what I did with Starfield. I pretty much saw the writing on the wall like the second you get out of the tutorial area. Heck, not even before you get out of it. I'm just like, this is basically Skyrim in space. And their engine is definitely showing its age. I don't understand how a studio that has the limitless resources of Microsoft is still relying on things as like outdated as loading screens. I mean, yes, loading screens do technically still exist in a lot of games, but whenever you look at No Man's Sky or Elite Dangerous, they're not actual loading screens. Like whenever you are zooming to a different solar system, you're in like a warp drive tunnel. And that's basically all it is. Like, yeah, it is technically a loading screen, but it is completely immersive. Are we gonna miss this? I'm not entirely sold that we're gonna miss that completely. Yeah, we almost didn't. And there's the cat. How are you turned like that? I'm pretty sure I tied you off. Oh well, whatever. You're somebody else's problem now. Oh, don't hit the crane, please. Thank you. Okay, let's get our boat tied up here to where she won't go anywhere, and then let's start taking the tea and everything. Tea has arrived. You're not even... How are you not tied up? What the heck? Oh, wait. Maybe you are. You're just... Oh, that's weird. I think I found a bug, Raw Lion, if you're watching. I don't think this is supposed to be happening. Alright, you need to behave yourself, young lady. You have outlived your usefulness. I mean, if you want to go out into the great open yonder and never be seen again, that would be fine by me as well. But your days are done. So you just need to stay here and mind yourself. Whee! I actually made that. I was really expecting to not make that. Alright. Let's take the lumber. Alright, so we have tea for sale. Yes. And then we have... lumber. Oh, yeah. 20 grand. Hell to the yeah. Okay, let's... Well, first things first, let's go ahead and we'll do some stuff with the ship. And then we'll kind of look into upgrading, or outfitting it with more stuff. Yeah, what the... Excuse me? I don't know what the heck just happened right there, but that is annoying. Gosh darn it. Let me on. Alright, fine. We'll just do it this way. Get your butt back over here. We're not done. And hopefully that's good enough. Yes. Okay, why are you like that? Thank you. Junk sales. You're the 15 yard. Mast too short. Yeah, I figured as much. Why can you not color the already existing sails? That seems a little strange to me. What if we were to get rid of... Well, first off, let's just drop the sails. And then... let's get a bowsprit. And maybe... I don't know if I like the mast being that close to the wheelhouse, though. What if we don't have a mizzen mast? What if we do the main mast there, then we do the foremast. Mast is still too short. What if we were to do... a 7 yard? It's not gonna work, is it? So much for that plan. Yeah, well, at least the 9 yard works. Then up here, I don't know. And on top of that, it costs like 7,000. I just think it's a little silly that we can't actually color the already existing sails. Alright, well, what if we just do this then? Junk, 9 yard. $15 yard. Then 9 yard. How much for the bowsprit anyway? You're wanting an extra $6,000 just to put a little bit of extra stick on. Okay. Yeah, I just can't justify that. At least not yet. Well, bare minimum, we can at least change the color of the sails, so let's do that. And I think I might just do the rest off screen. Can't really tell if I like that color or not. It's kind of raining. We'll see how this color works and in the clear daytime next video, I guess. But I think for now that's going to do it for me. This section of the video is going on like 40 minutes, considering I, slept through the night. Really not wanting to turn too much, are you? So yeah, I will see you guys next time. So until then, God bless, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!